The sun warms your skin. Outside the window, birds chirp in the quiet rhythm of a typical morning. The world feels steady, predictable, and safe. But miles above, in the silent, freezing dark of space, an invisible predator waits, a black hole. It does not hunt like a beast, and it does not roar. It simply exists. If Earth drifted toward this dark anchor, we would not vanish in a sudden flash. In fact, if our own sun were replaced by a black hole, Earth would continue its orbit just as it does today. The danger is not a vacuum. The danger is proximity. We drift closer. The space around us begins to behave in impossible ways. Stars behind the black hole stretch and twist into glowing, jagged rings. Light bends around unseen curves. The horizon ahead seems to melt, blurring the line between solid matter and empty space. Reality is no longer constant. You are standing on a planet that is beginning to lose its shape, caught in the grip of a force that defies every law of the world you once knew. The sky turns a bruised, unnatural violet as we cross the threshold. Gravity is no longer a constant, it is a weapon. The side of the planet facing the black hole is pulled with a violence that defies logic, while the opposite side hangs back. The oceans respond first. Water does not merely flow, it rises in colossal, swelling walls that dwarf the coastlines. Cities are hit by surges that turn streets into raging rivers. Then, the ground itself rebels. Deep beneath the crust, tectonic plates scream under the strain. Earthquakes ripple through every continent, snapping foundations and leveling structures in seconds. Volcanoes, dormant for millennia, wake up in a synchronized roar of ash and fire. The sky is choked with smoke. Above, the moon loses its anchor to Earth, drifting aimlessly into the void as satellites tumble and disintegrate into sparks. The natural order is dead. The planet is no longer a home, but a fractured, groaning machine falling apart at the seams. Every mountain range trembles. Every valley collapses. The very core of the world is being pried open by an invisible, relentless hand. The structural collapse is only the beginning. Now, the stretching takes hold. The gravity gradient is so steep that the planet can no longer maintain its form. The side closest to the void pulls away, dragging the core behind it. Earth undergoes a violent, irreversible transformation. It elongates, pulling out from a sphere into a long, thin stream of matter. This is the moment of spaghettification. Mountains do not just crumble. They are pulverized into fine dust that hangs in the void. Oceans are ripped from their beds, turning into massive, flying rivers of liquid that shatter into mist. Cities, once defined by steel and stone, are torn apart atom by atom. The structural bonds of every building, every bridge, and every home disintegrate. There is no resistance, only the relentless pull of the singularity. Earth is no longer a world. It is a ribbon of debris, a swirling, glowing tail of rock and water spiraling into the dark. The planet has been unmade. What remains is a raw, chaotic flow of planetary particles, stripped of all history and identity, being fed into the deepest hunger of the cosmos. Everything that was once solid is now fluid, accelerating toward the point of no return. The debris stream approaches the event horizon. To any distant observer watching through a telescope, the process appears to halt. The light from the shredded planet stretches and fades, as if frozen in a permanent, dimming snapshot. Earth seems to linger at the edge, suspended in a silent, eternal pause. But from our perspective, there is no stop. We accelerate, crossing the boundary without a single sound. There is no wall to strike, no explosion to mark the end, only a sudden, absolute isolation. The transition is seamless and irreversible. Once inside, the fundamental architecture of the universe flips. Physics breaks. Every direction we look, every path we take, leads only toward the center. Space and time swap their roles. The future becomes a physical destination we are falling toward, and the past is a locked gate behind us. We are trapped in a geometry where no force can push back, no engine can reverse the trajectory, and no light can escape the path we are on. The silence here is absolute, pressing against the remains of the planet. As we descend deeper into the dark, pulled by a gravity that has erased the very concept of distance, we fall toward the center. Gravity intensifies until it defies measurement. We reach the singularity, the final point where our current understanding of reality meets a hard, impenetrable wall. Does the planet survive in any form? No. The crushing force is absolute. Earth is shredded, dismantled, and swallowed by the dark. The matter that once formed continents and oceans is crushed into a density that ignores the laws of our universe. Yet, this is not merely an act of destruction. Black holes serve as the ultimate laboratories of the cosmos. They test the very limits of what we know about space, time, and gravity. Hidden deep within their lightless hearts lies the greatest mystery of physics, a fundamental secret that the universe guards with extreme force. We may never see what happens at the core, but the search for that truth defines our quest for knowledge. The end of our journey is the beginning of a deeper inquiry. We have crossed the threshold, and while we are gone, the questions we leave behind remain, echoing in the vast, silent reaches of space, waiting for a future that can finally decode the dark.